Okay, fabulous. Hi, I'm Candace. I'm a grateful believer in Jesus, and I'm here to work through her habits and hang-ups. And thank you. And Candace said this is my first time doing a presentation. But some of you know I'm at the college full-time and been in communications program. And the first semester I was like, since my friend was in the program, we had a presentation coming up and I had to do it by myself. And I was like, wait, you mean we have to do this? She had been a semester ahead of me. She's like, yeah. You're in a communications program. I'm like, I didn't think this through. Public speaking was like my number one fear. So I'm breaking through. So today for this journey we're imagining, we're just going to go on a little journey. And we're going to imagine that you have never visited Livingstone's Church or Celebrate Recovery. So you are broken, alone, you have nowhere to turn. You've heard about this great program called Celebrate Recovery for any addiction, hurt, habit, or hang-up. You think to yourself, you've got nothing to lose. Might as well try it. You arrive at Celebrate Recovery. So you arrive at the church, so that's here. And there's a couple set of doors. You just imagine what this person feels like. Oh boy, this is nerve-wracking. You're already anxious. Well, it looks like there's more cars by these doors over here, so I guess you decide you'll try those. You get inside the door. Where do you go? You look around. There's no signs. Maybe you can find someone and ask. Oh, you don't see anyone. Maybe you should just leave. No, you've come this far, you will figure it out. You head down one hallway, but every door is closed, and it looks like nothing is going on. You head down another one, still no signs. No table with refreshments, no greeters, but you hear people talking. Well, this is awkward. You're starting to feel more and more anxious, but you've come this far, might as well see what it's all about. You can always leave if you don't like it. You made it into the room. You look around the room. You don't see any kind of pamphlet or bulletin or handout. Some people are standing around. Some are sitting at tables. You don't want to impose on people that are sitting together, so you go and find a table where no one is sitting and take a seat. It feels so awkward, having nothing to look at or a drink to hold. You're almost wishing you would have stopped for a coffee on the way here, like you were thinking about doing. You look at the clock. It's almost 7. Should be starting in a minute now. So it begins. A person without any kind of name tag or badge gets on stage and opens the night. Join me for your country. It would be like my prototype. It feels a little impersonal, and not everyone, and not very welcoming, sorry. And the person never cracks a smile. They basically just say, "Hi everyone, and welcome to Celebrate Recovery. Let's start with some worship." You think to yourself, this must be a serious group. I wonder why they call it Celebrate Recovery, and not just Recovery. Not so sure about the celebrate part. It's worship time. The worship leader gets up to sing, but suddenly, there is no sound or PowerPoint with lyrics. And this may or may not be based on a true story. Sounding very deja vu. Today, yes. Keep it real here. He goes over to the computer person who is struggling because they have no training, and one person who has been doing it suddenly quit because they were burnt out from having to do it every week and never get a break because no one else was willing to serve in this area. The room has a tense, awkward, and stressful vibe. After a 6-minute delay, they get the sound going, but the PowerPoint with lyrics is not going to happen. The worship leader plays anyways, but because they had prepared fairly new songs, few people sang along since they didn't know the words. You think to yourself, this place doesn't seem to really know what they're doing. Is this really a place where I can find help and support and feel safe? Worship ends. Now what? When there's an awkward moment where nothing was happening, you then see what looks to be the person in charge looking around for someone. When no one comes up, he gets up and says, I guess we don't have any readers for our 12 steps tonight, so I'll do it. Since there's no PowerPoint or bulletins, no one recites along, they just listen. Which is okay too, but again, something just doesn't feel right about this whole night. It feels so disorganized and awkward, but you've always thought church people people look kind of weird. So I guess this just confirms it. Next, someone comes up to make some announcements, but they have no paper. And partway through, seem to be stumbling and forgetting what they need to say. So they just skip past that and get to the part about taking out an offering. However, no jokes. However, once again, there is an awkward pause as the leaders look around and realize they have no ushers. Someone who appears to be a leader, but you're not sure because they have no badge, gets up and recruits a couple people to take up the offering. It's testimony time! Oh, that's right, the computer person can't get the video to play on the screen. So after some leaders do some frantic whispering, a person comes on stage to give a spontaneous testimony. This may or may not have happened to you. They seem a bit flustered, and rightly so. You sure wouldn't ever want to do that. Is that what's expected here at CR? You're not sure. All you know is you deal with anxiety, and public speaking is not your thing. You listen to the testimony. It's not bad for someone who had no preparation. You feel for the person and think they are pretty brave to be doing it. But again, you can't help but wonder, does every week go like this?
No.
Serenity prayer. The large group session ends with the serenity prayer, which everyone stands and recites together, which you really like. Except you don't know the words because there's no PowerPoint bulletins. It's time for everyone to be dismissed to their small groups. A leader dismisses the large group session and invites everyone that's new to stay in the room for a one-time introductory session for the program. You are the only new person here that night. Your CR 101 leader sits down with you and begins their spiel. It feels kind of formal, and you're not sure if you're allowed to ask questions or not. You're really thirsty by this point, and just wish you could get a cup of water or something. Then we move into Crosstalk Cafe. Finally, it ends, and they invite you to stay for something they call Crosstalk Cafe. People from the share group spill back into the room. Oh man, how do you do? Some of the leaders look around and realize no one has retrieved the snacks and beverages for the night. Someone scrambles to go get them, but there is a delay because they aren't sure who has a key to the kitchen or something. You're not really sure what's going on, but finally the food and beverages arrive. Meanwhile, no one has talked to you. And your CR 101 leader has gone off to chat with someone else. Yes. You grab some food and a drink and scarf it down while you look at your phone. Then you get out of there as fast as you can. Oh, finally it's time to go. You get up to your car and breathe a sigh of relief. It's finally over. You wonder to yourself if you should try it again next week. Maybe they were just having an off night. Technical problems are understandable. And people not showing up to do their job, well, I suppose that happens too. After all, we are human beings and going through things. However, what nags you is this. It's not the technical problems or the disorganization. What really bothers you is that you didn't feel welcomed or cared for. You didn't feel that anyone even noticed you. So why would you show up next week and divulge your most personal issues to strangers who don't even smile, greet, or say hi to you? Yeah, probably not going to happen. But yay! That is not the case in our CR. We want to encourage each of you to be connected and serving. As you can see, there are no unimportant roles here at CR. Every single server plays an important role. When people don't communicate that they can't be here or fail to take responsibility to have their area covered, it affects the whole team of servers and as well as the participants coming. And we really want everyone that comes to feel that they would feel comfortable inviting someone, knowing that we trust each other and we take care of our areas. So you guys all do an awesome job. So this is not a reflection on you, it's just to get us thinking about how we would feel. So thank you.
So why do we emphasize serving at CR? Could it be that there's not enough of us and we have a lot of jobs to get done, so we have to just be recruiting? Or could it be that everyone needs a job or they'll quit coming? Or maybe it's just to keep ourselves busy so we don't get anxious. Does the serving really welcome people? Or does it do anything for us as individuals? Well, all of these answers have some truth to it, but there are two main reasons why we love serving at CR. First, it's for the benefit of others to show that we care, and it's for the benefit of ourselves so that we can grow in character. Now, it's pretty self-evident from what Candace said that serving others does benefit them. Sorry, I've got to be over this. No, I'm okay. Serving really shows our attenders and our participants that we do love being together and that they are important. And so serving puts us all in a prime position where we can impact people. So let's look specifically at how caring for others impacts them. And I'm a acrostic too. CRDNA gets into the blood. Okay, first we have caring, care. We show compassion. Now, many participants are going to be arriving at Celebrate Recovery, and they've had a particularly frustrating and hard day. And they need compassion from someone so that they can be lifted up. Maybe their self-image has just been cluttered that week. Or they've been attacked or rejected, or they have self-doubt, or whatever it is. Do you know that it's your kind words, your welcome, that a smile or a hug goes a long way in bringing healing to that person? And it takes off that hurt and that load of stress to a certain extent that can really help them. And so we see in Colossians 3:12, I have a scripture for each of these. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves, put it on, in other words, bring it along with you, don't come naked, okay? Clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. The next letter in care is acceptance. And Jesus said, or Paul said, accept one another as Christ accepted you. Think about how you were accepted by Jesus Christ. You know, no matter what a participant comes in with, all of those stored up feelings from the week, all of that rejection and so on, it needs to be changed. And your acceptance of them where they are can not only change them, but give them hope. When we say hello, when we put out our hand, when we give a hug, we are actually absorbing like a sponge all of that negative stress. And what comes back in return is acceptance. So don't ignore people when they come in hurt and stressed out and not knowing what to do. Instead, receive them and ask the Holy Spirit to help you to welcome them and to accept them as they are. Think about the serenity prayer, okay? As the world as it is, not as I would have it. So you're accepting them as they are, not as you would have them, not as even they would have them, but we're accepting them as they are. Christ received us with unconditional love, and we need to do the same for others. The R in care stands for relationship. Especially at Crosstalk Cafe, we create times to build relationships, opportunities. Do you know that when you share food, something really spiritual and mystical happens? We have intimacy. We share ourselves. Discussions at the cafe allow you to share what God's doing in your life and what positive changes you have made. And you know, we all need the good influence of others. Don't we? That's why we come together for relationship, so that we can build upon others as well. As well as that, our investment in people show that they are people of value. God values them, CR values them, the leaders value them, we value them as individuals. We want to know that they are valued. 1 Thessalonians 2 verse 8 says, because This is Paul speaking to the Thessalonian church. Okay, he said, because we loved you so much, we were delighted to share ourselves, to share with you not only the gospel of Christ, but our lives as well. Are you delighted to share yourself with others? That's what relationship is all about. And E for care is encouragement. As we serve regularly, we actually become familiar with those around us, with those in the group, with those who are coming new. And do you know that if you inquire or ask somebody about something that happened during their week, or how are they feeling, or you remember something that they said last week and you're following up on it, it shows that you notice them. It shows that they are people who matter to you, and they matter to God.
So good.
And so we need to develop that skill of encouragement. Speak those few words that are uplifting. As people come through the door, as you share a snack with them, as you sit at the table with them, as you're walking down the hall with them, just let them know that they are important. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. And I can commend you. I know you are doing that. So that's how we benefit others, but how does serving benefit you? Well, it helps you to grow in character. The first thing is that we become Christ-like. Serving is really a growing process. You know, Jesus was a servant. So if we want to be like Jesus, then we too have to serve. You know, nothing was too menial for Jesus, was it? In fact, he took the part of the lowest slave in the household, and he washed his disciples' feet. And then he said to them, I set an example for you, that you should do as I have done for you. And so when we serve, we are being Christ-like. And it's a part of our growth. That's what we want. That's what our goal is. Of being Christian, of coming to church, of being part of CR. All of that is so that we would grow and be like Christ. The second way that it benefits you is that it changes your focus. When you are paying attention to somebody else, what happens to you and your problems? Your stress. Down it goes, right? So it gives us something to do that's constructive, and it builds our self-esteem as we are serving others, because we can see worth in it. You know what else it does? It develops interpersonal skills. As we work together, as we share with each other, and as we contribute, we're not just taking and looking at our problems and looking for our solutions, but we are giving out. And so our focus has changed. The next thing is that in serving, you actually practice good habits. You put it into place. Serving requires good habits. What are some of those habits? Regular attendance, being on time, being ready, being willing to serve. All of that is good habits. And as CR, what we're doing is wanting to put away those old habits and hang-ups and develop new habits. And so serving helps us to do that. We become pleasing to those around us. Are you looking for the CR group? Great, come on in. There might be on the table a booklet for you. So, I bet that's Lois, is it?
Yeah.
We're changing our habits, we're changing our hang-ups, we're changing our lifestyle, we're changing our mindset. And we are making ourselves pleasing to God and pleasing to others and pleasing to ourselves. Don't you like yourself better when you're doing something valuable, right? Romans 12:2 says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Now, just what has already been said by both Daniel and Candace, and I said this to Chris earlier too, every serving position is important. It doesn't matter if you are behind the scenes or up front or at the door or whatever. All of those important positions are important. And it keeps you accountable. It contributes to the team effort. And we want to be a team here. It shows that you care. You care about other people. You care about CR and the ministry. You care about our forever family here. The whole evening runs smoothly when all of us do our part. Remember that the Apostle Paul used the body as an analogy for how we work together. You know, are you a big toe or are you an ear, a mouth? You know, it doesn't matter. You're not going to have high balance if your toe is off. You know, have you ever tried working with a sore foot? You know, you need every part. Another picture is a puzzle. Like the puzzle I used here. We all fit together when we serve together. It's like our workers for the Crosstalk Cafe. If they weren't there putting out the food, like Candace said, oh, a cafe, no food, no coffee, there's some cafe. It's important. How about praying for those prayer requests during the week? Man, that's important. Does anybody see that? No. But God does. And it's important. And it bonds us together. Now we're going to have some handouts for you. Candace is going to explain them. The one that's on the table, the format, you can keep. The other one you're going to be looking at during the day.
No, we're there.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just let Shirley pass them out first so you actually don't